Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Roger, for that great overview of the Library Resource Sharing Committee. I think we have a branding issue, but we also have the State Library Resource Sharing Committee, so maybe we'll change our name to back them up.
It's fine.
We know that we both do great work and it's the most things. So, State Library, first of all, I just want to thank everyone for being here today. I want to thank the academic libraries for helping plan this today. We're really looking forward to this. I think we've done this for over 10 years, this partnership, and it's gone really well. We've been at the State Library for a number of years. Before that, I actually remember being Terre Haute with Indiana State, Poly. I remember being in Ball State. So it's great to be out here, moving it around a little. The Resource Sharing Committee helps the State Library advise on a lot of different statewide programs that we do. And Leanne Johnson and I are going to give you a little bit of an overview of some of those programs and answer any questions. But I think that's the main thing that we just wanted to say thank you for being here. And so we'll go ahead and move on to some of our Indiana State Library resource sharing updates. And if you just wanted to advance to the next slide. Yeah, I'll just start by saying that there we go. And so Inspire is, of course, our one of our major programs at the State Library. This is one of the ones that we spend some of our most state dollars and our federal dollars to provide these databases to everyone in the state. We just had our request for proposal. We did our RFP this past spring into the summer to select our databases. We operate on a 4-year contract with those. So beginning July 1, we started our new contract, which will go for the next 4 years. Very little change from the last time we did the RFP, you probably noticed. So we still have the core collection is EBSCO databases. We did add 2 levels to Rosetta Stone, which is 4.9 database. Before we had Rosetta Stone 1, which kind of got people's feet wet to be able to learn a little bit about the language, but that wasn't the full thing. And so we have levels 2 and 3 for many languages on Rosetta Stone. And we also continue to add teaching books, which is a really great resource that allows educators to be able to teach literacy, teach books to children. It has a lot of different resources broken out by author and broken out by type. So we're really happy to have maintain the EBSCO collection, core collection, add a little bit to it as well. I want to thank the Resource Sharing Committee that helped review and provide input on which databases we purchased. And so, a number of years ago, we celebrated over 20 years of offering these databases. And so it continues on. And it's a really great resource for the state. It offers a lot of savings to everyone that we have one core or a subscription that everyone can add to. So, and it's kind of hard to see, I'm sure, because from in the back. Surprisingly, we did have a little bit of dip around COVID, which you wouldn't think would happen. Everyone's at home, but we did have a dip. I think it's just overall things just kind of shut down a little bit. But you can see the 2023 is in green, and so this last year we had one of our best years since prior to 2019 or 2018. So it is on an upswing as far as that goes, and we continue to market it, and we really rely on the public academic libraries to promote our database. Academic courses behind your core collection, but at the public library, we do rely on libraries to promote that, and we do have materials to help with that. So if you need anything at your local library, you can contact us, and we can provide those. And did you have anything else to add on Inspire?
They have the resume.
Oh yeah, thank you. So one thing that we did add, I forgot, one last thing that we added was a resume builder collection. So it's a tool that's on there that allows patrons to be able to easily build a resume. And also that's where the a lot of the ACT, SAT for the military, those types of testing is available as well. So that's at no cost, of course. And so if you have patrons planning to purchase ACT, SAT prep, you'll be able to go to Inspire and access it. So that's another thing. Thank you. Is there any questions about Inspire? Answer that, Carol. The Indiana Digital Library, so that's the consortium of over 200 public libraries that serve less than 150,000 people. And we launched this in 2022. And so this provides ebook collections to those patrons. And it's been a very, very big success. So we've, as I said, have over 200 libraries that are part of it. There's approximately 1 million holdings available on the Indiana Digital Library. And we've had over 10 million circulation. That was at 1.3. So I didn't update the stat. So, you know, you can do the rough math. We're probably on track for over 15 million to 20 million at the end of 2024 as far as circulations. We have a separate governance committee on that. And so the Indiana Digital Library Advisory Committee meets pretty regularly. And this has been really helpful. This is through Overdrive. And so if you know, you're able to pretty seamlessly go in, search your catalog for those participating libraries. If there's not a holding, you can a physical holding, and you want the e-holding, you're able to click that and access it really quickly. You know, we've also pooled our resources so that in the past we had some really small libraries that maybe were participating and paying that subscription to Overdrive, you know, $1,500, $3,000, but they were busy. There may be 1 or 2 people at the library that work full time. And so some of those dollars weren't being spent. And so we have a resource collection committee, a subcommittee that is purchasing materials on behalf of the consortium. And so that's really helped maximize our dollars and maximize the amount of holdings that are available on the collection. And so, and they also, they're monitoring high holds. So if there's like a pool of money that's available to do this, and so if there's a latest bestseller that has a really high hold list, they might go in and purchase some of those and kind of instantly relieve some of that pressure as far as patrons wanting to get that book. So this has been a really great success for us through Overdrive. You know, so I just wanted to mention that. And then if you want to go on to the next slide.
Hi, I'm Leanne Johnson. I'm the resource sharing coordinator for the Indiana State Library. I am giving the Evergreen overview here in lieu of Courtney Brown. She is in Danville today. So I am basically reading this first thing that she wrote. Evergreen recently added the consortium's 101st library, which was Owensville Carnegie Public Library. And the consortium continues to offer members access to Gale Legal Forms, Chilton Automotive Library, Reference Solutions, Library IQ, and Aspen Discovery Layer. And as well, they offer discounted subscriptions to Wowberry, ALA's RDA Toolkit, and Gale courses. I was looking at some of the statistics that Courtney sent me for 2023, and they're astounding, especially the number of circulations. And so I hate to review the slides, but the library users had access to 8.2 million copies of 2.9 million unique items. And Evergreen Indiana patrons circulated over 8.2 million items, including checkouts and renewals. That's a lot. Nearly 640,000 of those circulations were of items owned by a library other than the member's home library. So those were remote circulations. And then the transit, this just blows me away. 1.13 million items traveled around the state of Indiana as Evergreen Indiana transits. So that's a lot. And patrons visited member libraries other than their own and borrowed and or renewed items while there over 570,000 times. And over 2,000 library workers at over 190 locations served 1.6 million Indiana residents and over 307,000 active card holders across 69 counties, which is just astounding to me. So in 2024, the consortium, in 2025, the consortium is looking forward to adding Jasonville Public Library, Ohio County Public Library, and Edinburgh Public Library to the list of member libraries. Yes, Raj?
I was writing something else. How many libraries did you say are in there now? They just added
131.
131. Okay, great. So this will be 134 when they're live.
Yes.
And there's 236 public libraries.
Great.
Carol, if you want to go ahead and turn it. Indiana Share, you can see we had a big uptick in share usage for September. It's not surprising. We had 3,253 requests. Of course, not all of those were filled, but those requests were made. And as far as I can tell, we've had about a 75% or higher fill rate, which is really good. So not surprisingly, we had a big uptick, and I expect it to go further up as time goes by. I know people probably have some specific questions about Indiana Share. If you think it's something that everybody could benefit from, you could ask me now, or you can always email us at share@library.in.gov. Anybody has a question?
And one thing I'll add on the fill rate, we've also very happy to grow Harrison County, LaPorte, and Floyd County. We're all adding OCLC. We have Tony Melvin from OCLC talking a little bit later, but we're adding OCLC services so that will help with the fill rate going forward as well.
Which ones were those again?
Kokomo, LaPorte, Harrison, Jasper, and Floyd County. They say Floyd, like Harrison, Floyd, Kokomo, LaPorte. Jasper, so 5.
That goes through Indiana Share.
Yes, yes, they're adding OCLC service.
They'll be lenders, which will be awesome. Any other questions? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I just thought about this. So does Indiana Share, is that lending, or is that, like, do the libraries that participate in Indiana Share, do they lend through that program, or it's mostly borrowing?
It's borrowing. The lenders have to have OCLC memberships
Okay.
through World Share, ILL, and then they can lend their collections.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense. Thank you.
yeah, so it helps every single library that Jake mentioned that's joining will add more resources to be borrowed as well. So that's wonderful. Okay, next is Info Express. This is the parcels by month. Of course, this September's stats were much higher than last year's. But we're right up there with the past 2 or 3 years. I think we had 60,000 transits in September, which was very good. I think we're doing really well with missed stops, not as many as what we were having in the early part of the year. It's just improving more and more all the time. Hopefully you will have noticed that in your libraries. And Carol, if you want to advance it one more. This is the parcels by year. 2022 is a big year. 2023, a little less because we were offline there for a while. But we're looking to do well in 2024. This is only up to September. So I think we've had a really good year so far.